Surgical nursing, 5, 6, 8, and 4 specialties under midwifery, under maternal and child health, under public health, under maternal and child health, and under education and administration. All these provide direction and focus to our nursing education. But the questions I want to raise here, people should not assume that a department can engulf all this. No. A department and the first basic schools look at your area of interest, appoint the department. When you have your well-articulated manpower that can convene the university, I believe the university can now give you direction. On the issue of tutors program, some of you begin to wonder. Last, I'm sure a circular had just been released last week or last month. Now compare the board resolution that has now decided henceforth minimum registrable qualification as an educator is first grade diploma in education, masters in nursing education, masters in education, and the PGD in education or professional diploma in education with degree in nursing, not degree in any other area. If you have degree in other area, you have PGD in other area, will not register you. Let me emphasize and make clarification. If you have degree in health education, you have degree in education, you have degree in educational psychology and all other related, and you want to add in PGD, will not accept you to register as nurse educator. You must have a minimum background, first degree in nursing, plus these qualifications before you are registered. I'm sure a number of questions have been raised. Those that are ongoing or those that have completed. I have not closed the register yet because I have a flexible approval on the board to allow those that have completed their diploma in nursing education, we're just going to register them. Before you wake up in the morning to say the register has been closed down. So I advise you, if you have lingering those candidates, I advise you to encourage them to register because we have already opened, commenced online registrations of nurse educators, nurse administrators, nurse public health nursing, and what have you. That's to tell you we are ready for showdown and we are ready to take the council to the next level. Henceforth, you cannot think of collegiate system. You are talking about a diploma as a lecturer. What are you lecturing? What are you giving? You are producing HND and you think as with diploma you can make relevant. For now, all those with diploma as nurse educators, they are instructors in the college system. They cannot teach beyond HND because they cannot enter class to teach any HND student. This is the focus and this is the arrangement. So I advise the colleges that still have the number of them, encourage them to go for degree program, and degree program that is clean, acceptable, not the one in the primary school in your respective state. Somebody telling you he has updated with, he has approved the NUC and NASA Midwifery Council. NASA Midwifery Council has not granted any approval for any university to have any. NUC has now made clear. JAM has also made pronouncement. No satellite campuses approved in Nigeria. So for anybody to tell you that they have approval to put a program in the primary school in your state, and you enroll yourself and start wasting your money, wasting your time, wasting your energy, and you're giving you just I think that paper cannot be a bread paper. It's just useless paper, and you are disturbing me and disturbing your director so that you can be promoted as director. Please don't waste your time. This is the focus and this is the position as far as our education is concerned. We also have gone far. We added another program in the area of oncology, nephrology, and the dental nursing program. These three has already been we have opened a register. They are only part of our education. All of them are all going to be under first graduate diploma with degree in nursing. Dental nursing, we have signed MOU with the school that was granted approval, and we have closed basic admission. Admission into dental and oral health nursing is going to be first graduate, or otherwise, for running now, they are running as a first basic before they close it to run into first graduate program. This is the position. We are also making a lot of way forward to start first graduate diploma in neonatal nursing and also urology and nursing. These are all related to our ongoing reform in education, because there is need to put these areas. Now, I think I have said a lot finally on education, or talking about the MCPDP. Thank God all the directors are here, and some of the facilitators are here. Please, we are not unaware of the lingering problem between the directors and the facilitators. There is no issue. This is not a program for money making. And all the argument and the friction is the issue of money, issue of control. This is not a money venture making institute. It's not a money venture enterprise. It's an avenue to educate and provide the update knowledge to our professionals, so that they can be able to discharge and give the best care to our client and improve the health care and give quality care to our patients. So please, where there are learning disagreement, always contact Director of Education to resolve that issue. We have provided a guideline, we have provided operational guidelines, even the stipend, how it can be used. Many a time the director, they tend to be even a contractor. A contractor providing food, providing pure water, I can't understand. When we have some light, a standing committee, and this committee will have identified the membership, allow the role and responsibility of every one of the members to participate actively. And some people are simply denying, they just want information. And even with the account that's been operated, we say DNS, facilitator, and as a facilitator are signatories of this account. Two can sign at a time. What is the issue? When you have the bank statement present before the committee, they decide when you have any program, what is the problem? Every member of the planning and implementation committee, there are still that is to be paid. And it's still a lingering problem. We had review last year, and the review has just been reviewed, and I'm sure we are going to present the next board meeting, and whatever the board approve, we are going to communicate to you on that aspect in order to smooth the good working relationship on that aspect. So I can say this, all I can say about education, probably Director of Education may add, or if there's any question, we'll also respond in that respect. Under accreditation and standard, you all agree with me, there have been remarkable improvement in terms of accreditation. But our concern is still big. You find some institutions want to borrow and mobilize equipment and instruments that do not belong to them. They do a kind of mock arrangement because council is going for accreditation. After the accreditation, you find even the computers are not there. The internet service, they will tell you all the 30 computers that are in country enabled, a report coming to us, is what do we do? Immediately the committee left, no system. You find the student in the business center, indexing, business center, examination registration, business center, accessing result, business center. What kind of shame and disgrace? As a college, you cannot sustain these services. You can even make it a kind of revolve. Students pay a little and sustain the data, so they be able to make it active. And many, these are our major challenge. I'm appealing to our respective leaders to work up and make sure this is the way you can maintain the standard. And the people are only interested, increase the quota, increase the quota. Give us this. You find they will go and employ a number of educators on the list. They will tell you they are all our tutors. By the time we go into the fight, then we begin to see a fault. You find maybe they are just being engaged yesterday. No appointment letter, no acceptance, and they will tell you it's visited. There should be element of due process. These individuals, we have relaxed the system, we have now provided opportunity. You can be visiting and an institution not more than 2, and you can be rated as 0.5. But some people are trying to behave in the approach way. They have only 2 or 3 teachers belong to them as their permanent teachers, but all others just log in and you find the name being inserted in the list and submitted it. At the end of it, when we have standardized and sent the result, they begin to wonder why, how do you get information is not hidden. We have very credible and intelligent report while we are deciding that particular report, and we try as much as possible within 90 days after the video we release the result for accreditation. And I want to acknowledge that 80% of the accreditation now, most of the institutions are obtaining full accreditation. They are mindful of the policy. After 2 consecutive visits, the last visit, if you are still in provisional, you lose accreditation. And we'll zone accreditation until you are ready. We can no longer allow the institution to be running under provisional more than 3 consecutive visits. After 2 visits, the last visit, you either make it or you have your accreditation withdrawn until you are ready. And this is the position, and we are still enforcing on that aspect. On the issue of indexing has been perfected, it is online, and we still have some challenges. Some of the leaders, principal coordinators are still denying the student to go into the portal and insert their data. The system is so programmed, we said an institution or a program minimum of 25 computers. And if all these computers are enabled and the indexing portal is over, 25 can all go at the same time. Insert their data. The role of the focal person, the file of the student is in front of you. Follow this one by one and confirm there is no error. And now clear the candidate to next level. By the time you clear the candidate, the same account, you now remain in the same account, you go to the level of payment. The payment has been programmed in such a way that the student can use his or her account or his ATM and conclude his indexing. And that issue is closed. But today, most of the institutions, they are still dragging us backward. Asking the student, go and pay your indexing in their school account. The money is being lodged there before you know. Many a times, you find, let me make it clear to you. If you load the student data, you have not concluded, we have already directed. After 7 days, any data that has not been, any index that has not been concluded, the system will automatically delete or rather deactivate that information. We have seen a situation where student data is lodged in the database and the indexing is not concluded until after 2.5 years when they are ready for council exam. We have a case. An institution presented a student and become at the point of examination they cannot have index number or cannot have exam number. Why? Because index and number are not there. With the connivance of the unpatriotic examiners and those in head of the institution, allow the student to write the exam, submit it to us, and the board cancelled that result. After the investigation, established, claiming that they have concluded their indexing and what had been, and knowing that indexing was disapproved for the last 2.5 years. And it's in the email of that institution, did not respond, updated, and get their indexing number and the time to present the student, and they presented the student. And the board cancelled that exam, and at no cost to us, and the student lost their time, waste their money, and waste their energy, and at the expense of the institution. And we directed the institution should be responsible for the payment of another examination for that institution. So I'm appealing to the respective head, the function of the focal person is not to be an admission officer, indexing officer, examination officer, responsible for controlling results. Most of the institutions, the portal is designed in this perspective. A focal person is served as a guidance for the student. His role is to ensure all the data students uploaded are correct and clear it. The role of focal person, that's the end of it. The issue of receiving indexing is the role of the principal or head of the coordinator. He or she is responsible for receiving the indexing number and gives the indexing number to student. It's the role of the principal to receive the result, access the result, receive the result. It's the role of the indexing officer to ensure only eligible students that are entered for exam. But today, the focal person is the one that decides who to write the exam, is decide when to check the exam, is decide who is to be indexed, and the student, the principal is just there, lying down, doesn't know anything. They will tell you the focal officer, because the password and username given to you as the principal or coordinator or head of department, you surrender it to the focal person. He has his own focal, he has his own password and his own username, and they merge them together. You use your own password and check the result, because focal person doesn't have the access. It is the password and username of the principal they are using to check the result. while the principals are just still down there. So I'm appealing to you, checkmate that, and make sure when you launch your system, check the email you use. If there is any disapproval. If there is any disapproval, effect the correction. Don't blame the council after 7 days if they have not completed that system, that data you have allowed is going to be deleted. And that is no more. Even registration, the same thing applicable to registration of exams and what have you. We are no longer allowing data to remain more than 72 days, 72 hours. Any information that is initiated and cannot be concluded, because it becomes a problem to us. Somebody initiated registration online last year. He have not completed it until today. And the system shows. Because it will show these applications applied for so day, 2019, 2020. Many a time I put it in the registration unit, then we realize it is the system. Immediately the result is released, people are happy, rush to initiate the registration, but they cannot conclude it until when they are ready. Students pay their money, the money is with the principal. Until she finishes all her business, the circle are now ready to pay. Counting that 90 days. 90 days, and many of them, let me discard them, because waiting for 90 days, they never know the system. They are counting on Friday for completion of 90 days. 90 days complete today. By the time they want to complete, the system has already had penalty. They rush to us and say, no, you are on your own. 90 days does not mean that collect student money and keep in your account until after 90 days. It is happening now. Why it is just few days to 90 days, you find the registration is rushing many of the time. So please, let's look at this and check it. Exams, let me also state clearly that all our exam process is online. We are no longer accepting any manual document as far as the exam is concerned. And some of the principals are still lingering in perfecting their examination. I want to tell you that we have changed our system and we have directed registrations of proceeding exam must be completed registration on or before 30 days to examination. Process and release examination number at least 30 days to examination to avoid last minute complaint. Within this period, if you have any complaint, it's your duty. If you have received the numbers, check what you have registered and compare with what was sent to you. Where there are comparison or there is gap, complain. Apply. What you do is write the validation application number, name of your student, and forward to the exams, and they follow it up. Many a times, while we are asking you validation number and application number, many a time in attempt to submit, while submitting there is a network interference. It's just many a time you go to internet, you click, you do all the due process, and nobody gave you money and they have it. You also receive debit alert. Then you begin to under what's happening, you rush to your bank. It's also happening to us. You complete all the due process, you submit, and it has not, it's now remain in the cloud. It has not submitted to us, and it has not gone back to you, and you assume. So I want to appeal to you. Any process you commit within 30 days, you have not seen the response from council, write to us with the evidences. The evidence is validation number, application number, and write to us. Then we'll check. If it's hand from cloud, we know how to pull it down so that we'll complete your process. Please, this is my appeal. Let me quickly speak on the last council exam. 2021, the council was shocked after the conduct examination. We noticed there was a kind of information coming to us that OSCE exam was compromised. On Monday, after exam, the first Monday after the exam, the Director of Education marched into my office just to share with me that the information come to her ears. Already I have similar information after I listened to her that some of the examiners called her to say it's our OSCE examination might be compromised. This is what happened with most of the students observe. Some of them spend less than 1 minute, finish all their procedural station and question station and move. That they cannot report because they don't have evidences. But this is what they observe. I also share my own report. And I want to tell her, look, my own report is this question was also shared in the Facebook, and I have a sample of question that was shared and circulated in the Facebook. So she was shocked. Therein, we now resolve, we invite the head of exams. Any information that she also begin to narrate part of the information that she is doing. But no formal report from any examiner that conclude to say this is what happened. But most of the examiner observe the attitude and behavior of the student during the OSCE. But it was not documented and sent to us. Unfortunately, some of the head of the institution began to complain that some of the examiners, they were informed their students, they were done excellently, they were done this, why is their result being worse? I said, don't worry, the result is we are investigating. The truth will prevail, and whatever it will communicate to you. We are not saying your students are no bad, but some of them, after the report, I told, when it was established, I told them, why were you, when your student is sharing your question through the Facebook, they begin to go down, sharing in Facebook? I said, yes, go back and know what they are doing. This is the new trend of nursing that are coming. So distinguished nursing leaders, we need to sit off. These younger ones, at the cost of so-called IT and social media, if we are not careful, all the energy you invested in promoting and maintaining integrity of our dear profession, these what do you call social children, the new generation, the so-called social media, they are ready to destroy our integrity and attempt to get the easiest way. To tell you, the report findings established, there is an institution with 52 students, 37 of the students scored distinction, while the remaining 23 scored credit. We have another institution with 80 candidates, 61 of them scores distinction. The remaining scores credit. Nobody has single pass. All the students go credit and distinction, credit and distinction. This was established, I'll tell you, the committee will establish scientifically. These questions are not cheap. It was formulated within the content validity of the curriculum. It was tested using scientific approach and established. These questions are not too cheap, they are not too difficult, they are moderate. And it was established. So therefore, for anybody to assume these questions are cheap, if they have not gotten the leakage, they wouldn't have performed what they have did. Because there is a comparison that was done between those who passed and those who credit, and those that has failed. And there are some students that failed the same OSCE, the same exam. Does not mean that every student has passed the exam. So my dear professional colleague, one of the key findings established, one, some of the examiners trusted their institution, this compromise, get the question paper snapped and send the question to their respective institution. Two, some of the examiners have access to our customized examination bag before the date of OSCE, open and compromise the exam and send it out. Some of the centers also open the questions on Wednesday, have access to it, they are able to share these questions before Saturday. These questions are in circulation in the social media from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And it's circulating between the north,
from the north to south, from south to west, from west to all circulation all over. So this is the report that was established. Board finally has directed all the 55 institutions affecting their result, OSCE result be cancelled and allowed to write another examination. This is the position, so I'm appealing. Department of Nursing, mindful of the attendants that are working in your respective department of nursing in their laboratories, in your nurse demonstration room. It was established some of the questions are leaked through them. When they were given a list of instruments and equipment, they share them with the student, telling the student, this is the procedure that is coming out tomorrow. Go and prepare. And as you are there as HOD, you don't even know what's happening. This is one finding that was established. Another one is some of the lecturers went out for another exam, they have a link. Some will delay and make sure that they are sent out. The student, when you find the student coming to exam late, now it was agreed, any exam, any OSCE exam that was commenced before 9 a.m. is going to be null and void. Any center that started their exam is part of the recommendation, and the board has also granted approval on that. We have modified, rather established an avenue of interactive session with all the DNSs and the chief examiners through a Zoom meeting Friday before the commencement of examination. We have started that measures, and I have directed head of exam. All the provosts, those with autonomous institutions should also be brought on board to attend that meeting on Zoom, so that they'll be able to, because some of the colleges that are autonomous, there are still lingering problems between the DNSs and provosts of some of the states, and that's why we directed the provost to also join in that meeting, so that let them know what is going to happen, their role and their responsibilities, and role and responsibility of chief examiners. Many a time we have also banned the use of porn among all examiners. No examiner is allowed to enter hall with also a porn. The chief examiners are directed. Anybody that is a porn is a right to tell us, and we can cancel his eligibility to be, we have done so, to be an examiner instantly, and we ask you to leave. So that you cannot be typing our question and share with your student, because that's what's happening. Some of them connive ask their student to delay, and the student will go out and expect to go to the toilet. There was also in him somebody waiting to give them expo. And if I tell you where they are even, we have already banned the use of what do you call it? Even the watch, because there are so many watches that are digital. No student is allowed to go on with a watch, whether it is digital, whether it is analog, whether it is whatever it is. That watch should not be, a student should not be allowed, and it's going to be documented already. I think this is all I can say about exams. Registration, all our registration modalities, almost all they are online. The remaining three that have just been deployed the module.
That is ongoing now is MOPOP, under education. Public health, let me make it clear, we have the last exam released by WAHEB. I noticed some of the institutions are rushing to send their pack. I have directed to return that pack to them, let the student go online. When I received the result from WAHEB, I quickly requested WAHEB to send the soft copy of the result to us, which I have directed now. They are uploading the result online so that you can access wherever you are, go online and apply for registration so that you can be registered as a public health nurse. This is the new institution. Now, on the part of the public health, we have just issued circulars on the, I think I should have talking under accreditation. Many a time universities are complaining the multiplicity of accreditation, NUC accreditation, NASA Midwifery accreditation, WAHEB accreditation, all are independent. Now the board resolved. Now, henceforth, any accreditation in the Department of Nursing is going to be two only. One for NUC that we cannot control. The second one is NASA Midwifery Council. NASA Midwifery Council accreditation is going to be triple to look at general nursing, midwifery, and public health. If they are interested, no more multiple accreditation as far as university department is concerned. We're not going to allow that, and we're going to take it off on that basis. Already we have planned to have a meeting while ahead. Let them know our stand, and this is the position of the position of the board, and we have already released circular on that aspect. On the new college, it is going to be the same trend. We are not going to allow multiple accreditation on the college system under NDHND, because the whole idea is a graduate of NDHND is going to have HND nursing certificate. It's not going to be HND nursing, HND midwifery, and HND public health. We are not going to allow. It's going to be one single HND certificate, but competencies in nursing, midwifery, or public health if you are interested, so that you can be able to do one direction. We are not going to allow one individual with multiple HNDs. No, the focus is HND nursing. So midwifery, please don't expect you are going to have HND midwifery. No. If you are a college, that's why we encourage to have a college. During the accreditation of HND, because there's going to be two accreditation. The first one is resource visit by the NBT, joined with National Midwifery Council. At the end of the resource visit, the NBT will grant approval to commence the ND program. And they have what is called stream 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have concluded that no college that will be granted maximum of 4 streams. And the stream is 40. So it is expected during HND visit, both nursing and midwifery lecturers will be collapsed to be lecturers of the college. And the college will be assessed on that and accredited. If you have a strength, you can have up to maximum of 4 streams, 160 student admission. I'm sure a college with 160 times 4, this college is enough to go. And if you are talking about large number, 160 times 4, that is enough for you to control. If you want, you can also have another post-basic program under your college. If you have facilities for any program, if you want more students in your college, this is the focus and this is the arrangement. On the issue of licensing, I don't think there is no issue today as far as licensing is concerned, because you can renew your license 24 hours and you get your license 24 hours if you so wish. Under 24 hours, there is no issue now. We are perfecting the system. If you are in America, if you are in Lagos, you are anywhere, you want your license to be sent by DHL, pay. By the time you pay, the system will tell us, Mr. A has paid for license and to be delivered by DHL. I assure you, DHL will call it the following day so that to hand over the license to be delivered to you because you have paid. This is a new arrangement and there is not late. We have expanded our zonal offices for easy communication. Today, we have 16 zonal offices. We have commissioned 7, 2 is at the final stage of commissioning. I want to assure you, already zonal office and the Ibadan zonal office will be commissioned before the end of this month. All necessary arrangements have been concluded because procurement have been concluded, and even the staff have been posted. So we are going to commission these 2 offices to allow full operation of additional 9 zonal offices that was established under the standard accreditation supervision. So this is the focus in order to serve you well, and I want to assure you, all licenses produced within the next 1 month, you get your license. It depends on where you choose. If you choose your license to be delivered in your general, we have identified 3 key areas of dispatching this: Ministry of Health, NAM headquarters of the state, and hospitals of that particular state, either a teaching hospital or a paramedical center. We are not going to, if there are a large number of students from that, nurses from the particular institution, we won't mind to upgrade and add in that particular state, so that for easy delivery of your license, all we are doing to serve you to the best of our ability. Certification, we have modified our system. We have made it that within 90 days of your registration, you have your certificate, and we have already achieved that. As I'm talking to you, yesterday, before the chairman left, she has signed all the certification that was registered as at March 2022. And she has left. So that's to tell you, but most of the schools, they are the one delaying and responsible for delay of their students, because they are still counting 90 days before they allow their student to register. And I have seen a letter, is principal she have not lodged and registered the student and give introduction letter to a candidate. Go to the council and collect her. By the time she come, I now check the system. In front of me, I check the system, I say, look at it, not applicable. So you are not registered. The girl almost collapsing. She came with a father. because they need document for urgent employment. I told them, you are not registered. The man pleaded with me, what can I do? I said, okay, don't worry. I've directed to one of my aides at the office, initiate her registration. Call the broker person to clear her, and they did. And I requested the DNS to issue to that broker person that did so, we can no longer work with him. Let her change that broker person and ensure that this lady has her money refunded, because the person has to use his ATM to conclude another registration. And within 1 hour, she has her notification and licensing, and they give it to them, and they left. So please, I'm appealing to the principals and coordinators. Don't send a letter to us asking that your student to go to the council and collect. System doesn't tell lies. If you give letter and we check the system, the day your registration initiated, it will show. If you initiate registration yesterday and you have not concluded, the day you pay, the system will hit, because the data will be on cloud. But if you have not concluded, it will be on cloud. After you have concluded, it will hit our system. And as long as system registration unit work 24 hours, many a times I check the system, I saw some student registration that had just dropped. I clear them up. And I ask the registration, the follower, I'm waiting for them whether they come. And they usually bring the printed hard copy. Any registration that's lingering is fine. Probably I'm out of the town, or maybe something is error, or maybe it's a cloud. So I want to say that today, registration, license, and certificate, it can be attained within just a month if the student is willing. Many a time the student has got it and is working. So we don't have lingering issue as far as certificate is concerned, except those with error, because those certificates are no longer written manually. They are also online. It's just a system, configure everything and make sure that all they are authenticated. Before I conclude this interactive session, I wish to state that the last meeting we had, for the purpose of the institutions that have not converted to collegiate system, we are no longer going to allow ND under the schools of nursing. It has to be a college, because we want a simple direction of nursing and midwifery training. College of Nursing Science, this is the new name. You see, many a time I argue. I was in Bayelsa when I told his executive governor that College of Nursing Science and Midwifery, College of Nursing and Midwifery Science can no longer attend, because if you want to add additional program, already you have closed the college. You say College of Nursing and Midwifery, which means the college cannot expand to add any other program. But if you just say College of Nursing Science, you can have nursing, midwifery, public health, accident emergency, theater, everything, all the specialty in nursing. And this is the focus now, and this is where the direction is going. So I'm appealing to those that are still thinking of School of Nursing independent. No, we need a single uniformity, and this is what it is. We have already we have submitted our list of public institutions that are colleges, and those that are missions and private to the NIBTE, and accreditation is going to be on that focus. Adamawa College of Nursing Science, Akwa Ibom College of Nursing Science, Anambra College of Nursing Science, Abakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital College of Nursing Science, Bauchi State College of Nursing Science called Aliko Dangote College of Nursing Science, Bayelsa State College of Nursing Science Tumbia, Borno State College of Nursing Science Maiduguri, Cross River State College of Nursing Science Itigidi, Delta State College of Nursing Science, Ebonyi State College of Nursing Science Uburu, Edo State College of Nursing Science Benin, Gombe State College of Nursing Science Gombe, Imo State College of Nursing Science Olu, Jigawa State College of Nursing Science Birnin Kudu, Kano State, Kaduna State College of Nursing Science, Kaduna, Nigerian Air Force College of Nursing Science, Air Force Base, Kaduna, Kano State College of Nursing Science, Katsina State College of Nursing Science, Kebbi State College of Nursing Science, Kogi State College of Nursing Science, Obangide, Kwara State College of Nursing Science, Ilori, and College of Nursing Science, Okede, Lagos State College of Nursing Science, Igandu, Nigerian Army College of Nursing Science, Yaba, Nasarawa, Niger State College of Nursing Science, Mina, Ogun State College of Nursing Science, Oyo State College of Nursing Science, Ile Ibadan, College of Nursing, Plateau State College of Nursing Science, College of Nursing Science, Sokoto, and College of Nursing Science, Tambol, Taraba State College of Nursing Science, Jalingo, and Yobe State College of Nursing Science. These are the public institutions that are on collegiate status. Now the private College of Nursing Sciences, Abia Archbishop Charles Henry Memorial College of Nursing Science, College of Nursing Science Adazi, College of Nursing Science Diocese Amechi, College of Nursing Science S. Charles Boromi Onisha, College of Nursing Science St. Mary Jones Amebo Imo, Izeala College of Nursing Science Omosike, Ikra College of Nursing Science Duse, Lapisa College of Nursing Science Konkoso, Danshari College of Nursing Science Kano, Amino Dabo College of Nursing Science Kano, Emirates College of Nursing Science Kano, College of Nursing Science Basari, Northwest College of Nursing Science Katsina, Sarjo College of Nursing Science Birnin Kabi, College of Nursing Science UEC Ochidamo, College of Nursing Science Ayimba, Nana College of Nursing Science Ayimba, Dako College of Nursing Science Suleja, Standard College of Nursing Science Mina, Mercy College of Nursing Science Ido Osun Oshubo, Hill College Nursing Science Jos, Fatima College of Nursing Science Sipa, Umar Ibn Khattab Nursing Science Aurana Moda, Zamfara State. Why is the list of mission? The mission institution, some have already been converted into college and they have applied and approval has been granted. I think the list is not here, but I want to assure you the list has also submitted to MBTE. And all the colleges that have applied, the new arrangement is you are expected to collect SSQ form, what is called self-study questionnaire. We have collected this questionnaire, they are in the custody of my SA. If you have not collected it, please, you can liaise with her and collect a copy. It's not transferable and cannot be duplicated. It's already a restricted document. It's only your college. Why we cannot allow that? Because some are just fooling. We have agreement with MBTE. Nobody can establish a college without the approval of the council. The MOU we have with MBTE is for the existing colleges of nursing, not for the approval or establishment of new colleges. So anybody who is sending, go to MBTE, you are wasting your time. We had a meeting with the MBTE, we also have agreement. If any institution coming with us without undergoing due process to us, you are on your own. Don't say you are not aware. The respective nursing leaders, the respective DNSs, most of the confusion and misdirection is from the DNSs. Their approach, they know their limitation, they keep on deceiving proprietors until they reach the peak that they now come to the council. They crash because I told them DNSs, by provisions of the Constitution of 1999, nursing is under exclusive list, under probation, and this is under the control of federal government of Nigeria, not under the control of the state. The state had the power to provide preliminary approval for you, meeting the requirement. But approval to establish and commence training is lied on us by the provision of Act 140 of National Midwifery Council that established. I want to emphasize, DLSs mindful of how you direct people coming to your office for the approval and the guidance to establish. First and foremost, guide them to National Midwifery Council. If we cannot establish any school without the DNSs as the chairman, Nursing and Midwifery Education Committee in that state, we have been giving you a due right and due respect on that aspect. We have been involving you, we give you all that it is, but to our dismay, many a times the report coming to us as advisory is very unfortunate. And many of them, they never know they are just aiding and abetting in destroying this profession. So I'm appealing, DNSs, please have a sympathy and protect the integrity of this profession. Don't allow the level of our past leaders that invested heavily and will just destroy it. I assure you, with myself and all my colleagues, we remain committed in sustaining and upholding the standard of nursing profession. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Secretary General. That was a marathon interaction. Thank you very much. And we don't expect any other question again, isn't it? You still have questions? Please, the questions that you have will be attended to by the management staff. Thank you very much. Agreed? Okay, we still want to ask the questions. All right. Let me start with Mrs. Lawal. Please, can we just ask straight to the point, 2 questions? The other ones can be written and submitted. I've seen a question written already and given to my colleague, the MC. Somebody wrote a prose, 2 pages. Okay, yes.
Good afternoon, Registrar, the management staff of the National Midwifery Council, our non-president, fellow participants, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, when you are reading out the names of the institutions that are colleges of nursing, honestly, I was surprised. I didn't know there were many. Although I know some of them are colleges by mouth, they are not running the NDHND. That is another matter. But sir, you going through the list, I doubt if there is any teaching hospital on that list. There is a problem, sir. I retired in January from a teaching hospital. I retired as Director of Nursing Education. And one of the last things I did was to get approval for the running of NDHND for my institution. Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospitals Complex in Ife. We had approval to run NDHND last year, January, and we commenced the NDHND program with the last 2021 October set. So right now, ND nursing have started in OATC. But after we started, we had issues with changing of the name to college. Our management refused that we cannot change to college. And as much as we know, we educated them, we gave them the guideline that you gave us for running the HND program, and it is even one of the first things written in that guideline, that NDHND nursing shall be run in colleges of nursing. But yes, they insisted. And I know OETS is not the only teaching hospital having that problem. I don't know how you will help us. OETS has started running HND. We have advertised again for the second batch of ND students, and our name is already on the JAM brochure. So, but we can't call ourselves colleges. That's the problem, sir. You need to come to our help. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, before so many questions will follow, is You see, you cannot speak on issue that is on process. We are fully aware of peculiar situation of teaching hospitals. Three teaching hospitals has already enrolled in NDHNDs and bearing schools of nursing, except Bauchi. Bauchi has also changed their name to Abakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching College of Nursing, Bauchi. Lagos University Teaching Hospital and Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, Schools of Nursing. These two institutions were visited by MBTE, approval granted, and part of our reform agenda, we need a single college under the teaching hospital. All basic and post basic can be under a college. And with a single head, provost, head, ophthalmic, head, theater, head, general nursing, head, midwifery, all answerable. I want to say we had very exclusive, robust discussion with Lagos University Teaching Hospital top management. I took my management, we traveled to Lagos because we want to use Lagos as a pilot. And it is still planned to have interactive meetings with all the teaching hospitals. We are making arrangement. I'm trying to reach the chairman of CMD's committee to interact with him or her so that we'll be able to make a single presentation during their meeting and tell them our reform agenda. You see, this is the agenda is you can help the situation. That's why I emphasize the issue of collegiate system. There are some of the states, some of the DNS are still truncating this effort of moving the college to autonomous part because they don't want their admission. Up to now, there are still some schools that are taking their result to DNS. And we are fully aware the result is being manipulated and altered at the office of DNS because commissioners list, PAMSEC list, and all other director lists. Those even that score less than 20. It's still happening in some states. And that's why, so I'm appealing to DNSs. You will not lose anything if you allow and promote and help your state to have a college. And this college to be autonomous. And we make sure DNSs are members of the board. It is the highest ruling body of that college. And you are there to decide the policy. At the end of the training, as the DNS, you are the one to receive what was trained and make sure they are distributed to work on the institutions. As DNSs, all the health institutions are under your purview. Provosts have a very good working relationship because she needs your hospital for the training, clinical. What is the issue? So please, my dear sister from OAU, I want to assure you, teaching hospital, we are fully aware and we are taking all the most seamless approach to resolve this matter so that we have also a single college at the teaching hospitals. We understand, we are aware of their constraints, and we are also aware of the challenges. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Please, after this, where is the second mic? Yes.
I want to appreciate our registrar. Thank you, that was comprehensive and well delivered, sir. Please, my simple observation starts from our own area. The exodus of nurses outside the various places of their work is not just from the clinical end, it has also encroached into the school staff in such a way that some of our focal persons have already traveled out or they moved to the university. I don't know if there's any plan very soon to have another set of focal persons training so that we can solve that problem. If not, it's the principal that will be caring students. Thank you.
That's all, sir, for now. Please, just wait.
Please, principals,
Just wait.
if there's any change, please write to us so that we know there are changes of focal person. I'm sure Director of Special Duties is making arrangement to organize another sessions of training of focal person, especially some of the new institutions that came on board. I'm sure they are making arrangement to ensure that. So please communicate to us and so that we'll be able to have that. Okay? So thank you for your concern and we'll take a note of that.
Okay, I will please allow the National President of NAM to make a response, few minutes. There are also a lot of questions about consultancy, scheme of service. I know the National President will address the one that relates to that, and then before we can take one final question.
Thank you, the digital registrar, the expert team of the council, past registrars of the council, directors, National Administrative Council of NAM, our very distinguished participant in this important program. Good evening. The information I need to give us about NAM is that NAM is a professional association trade union. It is an umbrella body responsible for organization of all nurses and midwives of Nigeria who are educated, registered, and licensed to practice by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. The association complements effort of the council, particularly in terms of welfare of nurses and midwives in Nigeria. Welfare that has to do with conditions of service, salary structure, entitlement as to chief duty allowance, core duty allowance, specialty allowance, all forms of allowances that will actually address or compensate the services of the nurses and midwives. Apart from that, it is important for us to know that NAM in its organic structure exists from the unit to state council to the national. As we are all seated here, we are coming from various states and also from various facilities. At that facility level, we have NAM members. At the state level, we have it. It implies that whatever affects any member at any level is first of all managed at that level, by extension the state, by further extension the zone, and by another extension the national. All these organic structures are serving as administrative organs of the organization, recognized at that unit level, state, zone, and the national. Most often we have issue, I have to say this, we have issue that has to be with money, which is a constitutional matter, a check-up dues. On that regard, it will please me and please us to understand that NAM is an affiliate. I may repeat myself because I've said this before. It's an affiliate of International Council of Nurses, International Council of Midwives, ILO, PSI, NELC, and the rest of it. As an affiliate, what it implies is that the association represents the members at that level, ICN. Dues are paid on behalf of other members. What it implies again is that any check-up dues that is collected from members, from any angle anybody is looking at it, there's a constitutional sharing formula that any money collected, whether it is 1,000 naira, for instance, The sharing formula according to the Constitution is that 50% of it is national, 30% of it state, 20% of it at the unit, all to service the welfare and conditions of members, their challenges. Now, by that arrangement, it also implies that any meetings attended either outside Nigeria is attended by the leadership. We also have organs whereby all the chairman and secretaries of the State Council converge here in Abuja. We have the next one that will come this first quarter on the 8th and 9th of this April. They will all gather here in Abuja. And what do we discuss? Conditions of service, welfare issues affecting members. When we discuss, we follow it up through the government. The issue of scheme of service has been mentioned, and we are all eyewitness that the issue of having a unified scheme of service has been a challenge, not until 2016 when it was approved. But when it was approved, there was an error that led to improper placement of interns and graduates. And through the collaboration of NAM, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, and Federal Ministry of Health, we all followed it up together until at the last NCE meeting, National Council on Health, and the National Council on Establishment, that was held in January, between 24th and 28th of January. Approval was made for the proper grading in such a manner that graduates after interns can now be placed at grade level 10, cohorts 9, and at the intern level, cohorts 8, then grade level 9. That has been achieved. The communique released. The level we are is pursuing the release of the circular, the enabling circular, that will cut across both the implementation. And what it implies that our graduates today can now enter into the scheme of service, grade level 10, cohorts 9. If you look at this, it becomes an achievement which most people here may have passed that stage. It is to safeguard the future of this profession. Majority of people here are not actually going to benefit directly. It is those who are coming newly. These are the effort of the organization. Then, issue of directorate, we are still on it. We are still a section at the Federal Ministry of Health. And the issue of directorate to become independent is also being pursued. It is also effort of the organization. Talk about investment. NAM has made a lot of investment, both in land, building, and whatever, in an attempt to sustain the organization. It will interest you to know that in the recent election that saw some of us here as the current leadership, we have acquired the land whereby majority of you here invested. We draw the money from you and paid you 20% of the money you invested. Through that means, we're able to secure the land. Now, the major source of funding of the organization is by that shake-up dues. And any investment whereby any source of internally generated fund can be recovered and used. It is through that means we can sponsor meetings, we can sponsor travels, we can sponsor programs, even as it affects directors, even as it affects other members at that management level. But most importantly, we discover that very often personal interests create a lot of problem among us. And that is why I'm appealing always that our directors of nursing, the leadership of the hospitals, and the nurses at all levels, the state NAM, let us see reason to work together. Today, we cannot testify that the council is moving at an accelerated rate, and it is only through unity that it can sustain that achievement and progress. So I appeal that whatever that will divide us should be strongly avoided. Let us look at the profession and look at what our unity will bring. The mention I made about shake-up dues, which is 3% of basic salary or prevailing salary structure, it will be important for me to express that nursing as a professional association cum trade union. The 1%, it is a constitutional matter that was generated after a series of meetings involving all the geopolitical zones. Let us be informed that 1% of that shake-up dues is professional fee, because at our SCN, we are recognized as a profession, and that is where we meet. And biannually, it's always in 2 years' time. And to sustain that membership, that professional fee becomes very important. As a trade union, to have money to pursue issues that has to do with conditions of service, that is where you have the 2%. Before now, it is usually difficult to collect shake-up dues because NAM today is 44 years old. At the TT stage, it was just 50 naira, 100 naira, 150, 200, which was difficult to raise. And now was affordable even to sustain accommodation or apartment as an office. So most often, we look at issue of shake-up dues as being too much. And it was made in a percentage in such a way that whatever you are earning is a percentage of that. And then at any level you find yourself is a percentage of that. Most often we get complaints. No, let it be 1,000 naira. Everybody will pay, whether any O1, any O2, or chief nursing officer. You look at it, it is not realistic. Look at today, the way things are happening. So, looking at this, it's also important for me to inform us that whatever we do does not come free. You must lobby, whether you like it or not. And that is where the politics comes in. There is nothing you can achieve without lobbying. And to inform you, government cannot on their own give you anything freely. If you don't lobby, you will not get it. As I'm talking to you, our letter is at the Federal Ministry of Health for upward review of allowances that range from chief duty allowance, which what we are getting, you are familiar with that. We are asking for review. Because 30% is assumed we are collecting, it's not even 30%. We are asking for 60%. And all these things require stakeholders meeting to achieve. Ministry of Labor and Employment, National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, Federal Ministry of Health, Accountant General, the leadership of the association, and then trade unions. None of them can be achieved just overnight. But people do not know all this. So considering this, my appeal is that if we are together, we are likely to achieve more. Nothing is growing. The way it is today is not the way it was yesterday. We have battled the rigors of academics, whereby we acquire education, academics, the first degree in other areas, and think that once you acquire it, you are a nurse. But the council has streamlined the process that all of us here can testify that if you pursue your education in one area of relevance, you may become an expert. You don't grab this, grab that, or grab 20 diplomas and think it will give you first degree. That is not true. Anything in science is done based on scientific facts. Today we are talking about evidence-based. Without evidence-based action, you cannot get anything. Therefore, now we are able to understand ourselves to see reason to follow up issue about education. That is where the transformation has come. And council is still on it, and NAM is totally in support of that.
Thank you.
Being together, we can achieve more.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, can we give a big round of applause to the National President of NAM. Thank you very much. There are a series of questions that we have there. They look similar. The management staff will attend to those questions. Thank you very much. Please, let's give a big round of applause to the management staff as they take their seats in the audience. Thank you, so that we can go to the closing ceremony proper. And I now use the opportunity, the registrar will still remain. Well, I'm going to invite to the high table our former chairman of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Chief Mrs. Anatu Lahore. Please, can we give a big round of applause to her? Please, can you, Mrs. Gosu, can you direct me to the high table? Thank you very much, ma'am. Please, all right. I'm also going to invite to the high table our former, very, very dynamic Secretary General and Registrar, Mrs. O.A. Olanikwekun. Please, can we welcome Mrs. Olanikwekun for the high table, please? Thank you very much. And then we're going to have also to support the registrar on the high table, Mrs. Alheri Yusuf, one of our former acting Secretary General Registrar. We want to have on the high table Mr. Philip Ndatsu, one of our Secretary General Registrar. I saw him. Please, immediately comes and let's usher him to the high table so that we can help the participants get their certificates. Sit down, join us, sit down. Now, President, please sit down. Thank you very much and support the registrar. Okay. We're going to presentation. Do we have somebody that will? Please, after the presentation of the certificate, we'll want one participant to respond on behalf of the participants. It's open, so anyone that wants to do that for 2 or 3 minutes, please indicate your interest. You'll be called to do that. And now, hand over the mic to the Secretary General for a brief remarks before the presentation of the certificates. You're welcome, sir. Please, let's usher in our former Secretary General, Mr. Philip Ndatsu, to the high table, please. Thank you very much, sir.
The former Chairman of the Board of the National Midwifery Council, the former registrars of the Council, the National President of Idea Association, the Director of Nursing Services, FCT Abuja, and all other directors in the 36 states in Abuja.
Other invited guests, gentlemen of the press, good evening once again, or afternoon. Let me first of all also start to thank the Almighty God that has brought us to this level we are now. I also want to thank all the participants that has accepted, and most especially the exemplary leadership behavior from the beginning to this end. Let me just start with a message from the manager of these facilities. And she said, I like nurses. I said, okay, what is it you like? They say they are well disciplined. I said, okay, so have you seen that here? She said, yes. That discipline is always what gives her the joy and happiness of the nurses. But I told her, okay, so are you telling her that you are giving her a free opportunity to always to come back and do our program? He said, no, that is not an interpretation. But she'll be happy to continue receiving nurses. So that is the message. Now so I want to commend all the participants. 2022 nursing leaders, it has now come to an end. For the last 4 days, the first day is an informal interaction, while the last 4 days it is a formal interaction. So I want to say, for the last 5 days, that we have been interacting with each other. It has given us a lot of source of joys and happiness. We brain together, we analyze policy issues, we also clear our mind a number of assumptions. And I want to believe every leader will go back home with something different that added to his knowledge, his or her knowledge. That will also add value to your skill of leadership when you go back. You are also well informed of the current trends and way forward of our dear profession. That is the objective of the conference. So I want to believe we have attained and achieved the objective of this conference. We have discussed and resolved a number of issues, and that will also given us the spirit, courage, focus to serve you to the best of our ability. For the last, this is the 16th session of the leaders. At every session, a number of resolutions were put in place, a number of measures were put in place. And I said earlier during my interactive session, 2005 Gombe nursing leaders is still a point of reference to nursing leaders. That is the time the leaders was able to provide a focus and directional approach to the nursing profession. And we are now adding, forwarding, and moving on that. And it's yielding a lot of positive outcome to our dear profession. Our respective leaders, I wish to assure you, all that was deliberated for the last 4 days, resolved. Communique has also been drafted. I assure you, as long as these will also be presented before the next board meeting. And I believe in no doubt, the board will not hesitate to endorse and give granted approval. That will also add value to our dear profession. Having that, as I assure you, we switch into action to implement all that you told us to implement, so that our dear profession will move to the next level. Nobody can add value to your own profession except you. You are the leaders of today, and you have all it takes. You get a lot of things to do, a number of lobbying, advocacy, and what have been. Nurses are good for that, and we need to continue on that, so that we'll be able to move our dear profession. Every profession, they are doing everything possible for themselves,
to move their profession and allow the profession grow to the next level. Nursing is not left behind, and we are moving forward on that. So with this few remarks, I want to thank my dear elders that I was asked here. They are present here, giving a sense of spirit of belonging. We feel honored because we listen to their advice. Always have been saying the word of elders is the word of wisdom. Their presence here is giving us a lot of encouragement. And that's why we do all it takes to make sure they are here. In spite, this is a time for them to be resting. We want them to come and rest with us so that they continue to guide us. I want to thank you more. Sincerely, we are so much grateful. We are so proud of you. We continue to acknowledge and appreciate your contribution. And what you have contributed endlessly remain indelible in the minds, and the history will never forget you. What you have contributed and add value to their profession. So with this few remark, I want to thank all the participants once again. You have done excellently by demonstrating the spirit of leadership, and I want to believe that even us as a council, we have taken a lot from you, and that we are going to also add value to improve the well-being of the council that we are managing today. Once again, thank you, and wish you all the best, and pray to Almighty God to take you home safely as you come. Safely, I pray to Almighty God to take you back home safely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. Thank you very much. These are the former chairman of the council, Chief Mrs. Anatu Loho, will just give us a word of encouragement. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Great nurses. Yes. Great nurses. Yes. I particularly want to give glory to God that I'm among the living today, and the Gombe Nurse Leaders Workshop, where the decision was taken to move nursing forward. I was the chairman then. And today, he's referring to it. You know, so many of you, well, perhaps some were not even born. Now, this is the joy. This is the great joy of this profession. You start something and you want it to grow. So each one of us seated here is an agent of change. That's what I want to leave us with in this profession. This son of mine, this digital registrar, to me, I don't want to tell my name. I sent him a text and then I canceled it in the night yesterday to tell him that it is God Almighty that brought him on board at this time. Because if you notice, he's neutral. He says it as it is. And he doesn't, mix his words. And for the few times I've met my other son here, chairman of NAM, I can see together we are going to grow. So please, yesterday we were told that leadership trinity is what? The heart, the head, and the hand. Please, let's use it. If I say I will talk, I talk too much. You know, short people talk too much. So may God bless you all. May God take you all home. Register. May God continue to give you the guidance.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll have some word of encouragement from Mr. Philip Ndatsu, our former Secretary General and Registrar. Please, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Well, I will say it. Mommy, I speak on behalf of the chairman. I'm going to speak on behalf of my own colleagues, of which the incumbent is part of us. There is nothing very exciting when an old man sits down and sees the child born. Today, since we started this conference, I remember when we celebrated 50th anniversary, when the first edict of Nursing Council was edicted in 1947. It was enacted in 1946 and came back and was operational because it was to be signed. It's signed in UK, in London, by King Richard. And people asked me at that time when I was a registrar, what are your expectations in the 21st century? It was then we put our heads together. I remember Abike W, who is now Commission for Diaspora, was commissioned. I think my colleagues were here. And we had what we call World Press Conference. And what came to us at that time, where do you think nursing will be in 21st century? I want to recall you because I watched the registrar giving us the encyclopedia of that reform which we have looked into 21st century. Congratulations. And any time I call him, either in the middle of the night, he will say, thank you, sir. We must appreciate all of you. Please, we are major stakeholders in this profession. Wherever you are, wherever your operations are, when the educational system changes, the clinical system also changes. And who are those who change it? It is you and I. And therefore, I leave you with this word, that as you go back, ask yourself, what legacy are you going to leave behind? There are people will talk of you. It is a challenge to all of us. Once again, I thank my colleagues who are here, and we are very overwhelmed. I know I'm speaking their minds, that we are very excited that we see the progress that is made. And I believe in years to come, nursing profession will not be what it is today to a greater height. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for those words of encouragement. We're now going to hear some words of encouragement from our former Secretary General Registrar, Mrs. O.A. Olanibeku. Mrs. Olanibeku, please.
All protocols duly and respectfully observed. I really thank God for the opportunity of being here this morning, this afternoon. I thank God for this organization. I joined this organization as a nursing officer, and by the grace of God, went through all the ranks. But even with going through that, the most important thing is that after you have achieved what God has put in your own arms to do for that period, handing over to somebody who has the same frame of mind, the same commitment, the same feeling of responsibility as you, it's very, very important. If not, no matter what it is that you are able to achieve, it cannot be eradicated within a month. But when there are people who have the same mindset as you, the same objectives of taking this profession of ours to the highest level possible, then you sit at home and be watching television and just see all the wonderful things that they're doing, and you just give praise to Almighty God. I thank God Almighty for the life of our registrar. He is a gift to us. He has taken us during our own tenure. We were just starting with all these internet things, and we were not able to go too far. But when he came now, he was able to take it to a higher level, whereas the council has become digital in nearly every area of their activities. And we really appreciate that. We also appreciate all the new changes that are taking place. And we thank him most especially for upholding the standards of this council. These standards were handed over to us by our seniors, and we cannot say because things are getting modern, we should just forget some things and move ahead with the crowd. No, nursing is a profession, and we have the integrity. We have to protect the integrity of this noble profession. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy about what is going on now. And I'm thankful to God that I'm alive to see it. And I pray that this will only be the beginning of wonderful things for this profession in the mighty name of Jesus. I thank God for bringing all of us safely. I know that by His special grace, He shall take us home safely, and we shall meet again very soon. And by the time we come again, we'll be amazed at the progresses that have been made, because God will be working for us. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Ma. We're really inspired by all those wonderful words of encouragement from our past leaders. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Now will be the
Okay, so right about now, we will be giving out certificates in groups, and this will be done state by state. Okay, so what we will be giving out is the group flash drives that has the content of the presentations, and that will be done state by state.
In other words, one participant will come for that state and collect it. Please. It is in an envelope. And one participant from a state will collect that. Then after that, your certificate will be parceled to you from the secretariat after lunch. Thank you. Okay, yes. As I said, to make it orderly, the Director of Nursing Services will collect for the state, except he or she is not here, then a representative can do that on his or her behalf. So as we call out the state, please, you'll come for the parcel. All right. Where the Director of Nursing Services is not available, maybe the Director of Nursing Services Hospital Management Board. But he or she is not also available, then a representative, NAM, or NAM for the state. And where NAM is not available, then you know how you'll do it. All right, thank you very much. Please, we want a representative from the participants to say something, a word or two. Okay, ma'am, please, let's have you. Sing your hand. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Great nurses, handsome nurses, beautiful nurses, my boss, the digital registrar, I Chief Ebidawe 1, Alhaji Dr. Umar Farouk, is the Ebidawe 1 of Bayelsa State. My name is Cynthia Bofeni, Director of Nursing Services, Bayelsa State. Thank you very much. Standing on the already established protocol, I want to sincerely thank our mentor, the digital registrar, and NAM for this very educative 16th leadership conference that has just concluded. We want to give our awards as directors and heads of hospitals, deans, and provosts of colleges. That as we get back to our various states, we'll cascade it down and do the mentoring. It is proper for us to work in one synergy and to improve our profession. Because we all will retire and leave this profession one day. But what we do into it will help us. We have learned a lot. We ask that when we get the soft drives of the lectures that we're giving, when we get back, produce it and give it to our colleagues so that we can also help to build the profession forward. And one word I want to leave with all of us, know that tomorrow we ask you, what did you do when you were in service? Establish your Nurse Leaders Forum and your Stakeholders Forum in your various states, so that when decisions of the states come to council, it will be one voice. Council, I want to thank you very much, sir, that you've been very supportive to us all. You have the listening ears to take our worries that we give to you from all the directorates of nursing services in the state. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
All right, ma'am. So you will just use this opportunity to receive your own parcel for your state.
Thank you very much.
A round of applause, please. Thank you. She just spoke on behalf of all the participants. Bayelsa State. Do we have Lagos State?
Is the Ebidawe one of Bayelsa State? So we have received it. Thank you, sir.
Lagos State. Bauchi, please get ready. Bauchi State.
So, sorry, sir, please just take your seat. Sorry, just take your seat. We'll call you. So the first state that we have here is Abia State, representative of Abia State. Okay, please make a sheet of paper available. After collecting, the person that collected should append their name and signature. Our phone number, just to be on the safe side. Kaduna State. Kaduna State, please. As Kaduna is coming, Anambra State. Representative of Anambra State. Anambra State, please, Edo be coming. Edo State. As Edo is coming, Taraba. Taraba State. Enugu State. As Taraba is coming, Enugu State. Enugu State, please. Is there anybody from Enugu? Oh, okay. As Enugu is coming, Lagos State, please. Lagos State representative. Benue State. Representative of Benue State. Bauchi State. So Benue first. Bauchi State. Akwa Ibom State. Niger State, please get ready. Niger State. Niger State, please. Ondo State. Plateau State. Plateau State. Ebonyi State. After Plateau, Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State, FCT, Federal Capital Territory, Oyo State, Imo State, Borno State, Jigawa State, Kwara State, Jigawa, Kwara, Gombe State, Gombe. Please go and write your name. Gombe. Adamawa State. Osun State. Yobe State. Kebbi State. Kebbi, right? Kano State. Sokoto State. Kogi State. After Sokoto State, please. Delta State. Cross River State. Cross River. Katsina State. Ekiti State. Ekiti State. Rivers State. Nasarawa State. Nasarawa. Rivers, she has collected already. Ogun State. Ogun State.
Thank you very much for that assignment. Please, all questions about the parcel should go to the secretariat. They're going to answer all questions about that Samfara. Please, secretariat, one state has been left out, Samfara. Please, the secretariat will answer all questions about the park. You may say that the certificates are not complete. Secretariat has answers to all those questions, please. Thank you very much. We're now going to take the Air Force. Yes. Please, if Air Force doesn't have their certificate, then we will not leave this hall. Air Force State must have their Air Force State must have their certificate. FCT, the director of FCT is here, so please, FCT is very much in the house. Thank you very much. Please ensure Air Force State has their certificate. Imo State, your parcel of certificate is here. Please collect it. Please, all answers, all questions will be attended to by the secretariat. All certificates are available. Then Air Force State 2 will be attended to by the secretariat. Thank you very much. We're now going to take the closing vote of thanks by the Chairman Central Planning Committee. The Chairman Central Planning Committee is Alaji Ndadi Alas, and he's been working there at night to ensure that this program is successful. And I tell you, after today, you will have a very sound sleep. Please, Chairman.
The registrar of the council, the chairman of the board in absentia, with the board members here present, the past chairperson of the council, the past registrars of the council, the NAM president, members of the Central and Local Organizing Committee, staff of the council, distinguished participants, good afternoon. Alhamdulillah, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the world, who has, from the beginning of the planning of this workshop or conference, saw us through down to the implementation that we have now come to the end of the program. Within the period, everybody was well and hearty throughout, that we don't have cause of rushing to anywhere to seek for medical attention, and neither did we receive report from various homes to say that for this reason and that reason negatively that I am rushing back. We give all glory to him for seeing us through. I want to start this vote of thanks by appreciating the registrar of the council, who our digital enable, and as we've been told, the Vidowi one of Bayelsa State, the Igwe of Emekuku, the Maliki of Sokoto. Sir, your transformational leadership has brought nursing to a greater height. We were told in the course of this conference that leadership is not about you leading alone without followers. And to a greater extent, all the participants can attest to it. Your visionary leadership, your transformational leadership, and your digital leadership that has brought nursing to a greater height. Sir, you are highly commended and appreciated for all the transformations you have brought into the nursing profession. Sir, you always have ideas here and there wanting to implement, but if you are not being supported by the board, it wouldn't have been a reality. To that, we want to commend the chairman and board members for their policy directions and the support they've been granting to you to enable you to achieve this greater height. Members, we thank you. Our past leaders that are on the high table, in the course of the lecture, we were told that it is not for you to just to design a policy, but let that policy be sustainable and that it should stay long, that even if after you have left for a very long time, when you turn back, you will see that the policy designs you put in place are still working. And to the glory of God, within your lifetime period, you have seen the sustainability of all the decisions you have taken in the past to take nursing to a greater height, how it is coming in phases. The good thing about it is that this administration look back into your policy designs and is able to categorize them into phases. And that is why what were listed today as achievement of today, in the next sitting, you will see that it will be other things that we'll be mentioning because these policies have been categorized. We look at this today, and when that is achieved, we'll move into the next phase. That our governors are doing now. You see many of the states telling you that they have 50 years plan, this year's plan. In nursing, we are doing it in phases, and we are achieving it one after the other. Thank you very much. Our past leaders, we congratulate you. Not just thanking you, but we congratulate you for the fact that your policies are sustainable and they are achievable. We give glory to God for that. To the members of Central Planning Committee, it has been a wonderful job. Severally, even when we have other schedules of our offices, as soon as the meeting is called upon for the planning of this conference, everybody with the tight schedule do suspend whatever they are doing, and they will leave and come up for the meeting and ensure that the planning is properly done. And now that we came to the implementation phase, I want to attest to the fact that none of the members has ever been sitting in one place. It is either this person is delegated to do this and he or she takes care of that, and that is what led to the success of this conference. Being the chairman, you can't do it alone if the members did not support you. I want to sincerely thank and appreciate the members of the Central Planning Committee. It has been a worthwhile exercise. We can attest to it from the faces of our participants. They have shown happiness of the hard work you have put immediately in place. The chairman and members of the local organizing committee, not minding that this is Abuja, you are still being given the privilege to execute, just as other states have been given the chance, and you have lived up to expectations. We want to sincerely thank you and appreciate you for your indefatigable effort that today it is being crowned with great joy. Thank you very much. To the distinguished participants, before I get to the participants, our resource persons, I think we need to give them 3 bossa. 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 We cannot thank you enough. You people all did a wonderful job. No resource person comes up here and you don't hear claps every now and then. It is not just mere clapping. The messages are being conveyed. The thought of the Central Planning Committee is being conveyed. And the messages now are with the participants that they will take home for implementation. We thank the Almighty God who gave you that knowledge and wisdom and guided you through to deliver these papers as expected. You have really done a thorough job. We commend your effort. May the Lord continue to increase you in knowledge and wisdom in handling such assignments. To the management of the hotel who gave us the environment, they have been so wonderful. Starting from the registration point down to these closing hours, the cooperation we received from the management of the conference center is so wonderful. We will call them and tell them, excuse me, we will call them and tell them that this is what we want. Even though it is not in their plan, they are ever ready to respond to the changes we may be asking them to do. We appreciate and thank them for that. They also provided the needed security that throughout the period it wasn't rowdy or any other way that will create fears in anybody. We thank them for that. But on one thing I want to apologize. The day one feeding activities that went wrong, I thank God that immediately it was corrected, and from the second day nobody had cause to complain about the issue of food again. We thank them for their immediate response, and we appreciate your response by being cooperative with us, that we did not make much comment. It was just once and it was corrected. Thank you for your understanding. To the distinguished participants, let us appreciate ourselves with 3. Is it Atama Clark or which one do we do now? Atama, Labako. Okay, let us go to Babalina now finally. Thank you. Our friend, thank you very much. It has been a wonderful session. You have exhibited maturity in all the ways. Even if you have complaints, you just meet any member of either the CBC or the LOC and lay your complaint, and immediately you will be taken care of. That is maturity. Wherever we have gone wrong or somehow, even if you didn't bring it to our notice, we appreciate your understanding. The Lord who brought us safely, I pray to him that, oh, my wonderful Julie, yes, sir. Where are you? Julie and Mr. Emmanuel Udontre, the council's prof, please come up for recognition once again. We all know you, but we want to specially thank you. Please, let us appreciate them with 3 bossas. Bossa, bossa, bossa. The Lord will increase you in knowledge and wisdom. Thank you very much. The Lord who brought us safely, see us peacefully throughout the conference, will take us back to our various destinations safely, and we'll meet our families in good condition of health. Thank you very much. You are all appreciated.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ndagi, for that robust vote of thanks. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a close of this event, but I have a very quick announcement, and it's very important. The will I say delegates or participants that received the pack for FCT should please come forward because they have position, I shouldn't say this one. The pack for Air Force participants is in the FCT pack and they need to receive theirs. We don't want to be held hostage. Okay, reporters. Thank you so much. At this time, we expect everyone, we are at the tail end. Please, we're going to have the national anthem, the nurses anthem, and the national prayer.
Please, the television is, you are being viewed, please. Please, you are being viewed. So let's settle down the orderly.
Communicate group, thank you very much for a wonderful job.
Thank you.
So it may please us to know that we are live and nurses all over the world are watching us on YouTube and on Facebook. So can we please, as soon as the national anthem is on, we understand the rules. National anthem, shall we all rise please for the national anthem, the nurses anthem, and the national prayer. Prayer. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reign. Congratulations, everyone! Celebrate yourselves!
Please, your lunch is served in the restaurant. You have enough food for you to eat before you go. Thank you very much. On this note, we want to thank our past leaders, Secretary General, and all participants.
the best, number one, nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up.
Next to the secretariat stand for
States, please go to the registration stand for licenses. Director of Services. Thank you.
It's just right, that's how it is. We have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Thank you, DJ. Yes, sir. Mike. Oh, Mr. James.
Program designed for the purpose of bringing together organizing leaders, both public, private, and corporate, so that we can be able to discuss and now articulate and analyze what the way forward for our profession. And that's what we take it as 16th annual conference of all nursing leaders, and we all agree with me. This year's conference, it is tagged as spreading the nursing profession, so that we'll be able to come out with new policies and ideas for the purpose of providing excellent and quality care to our patients at all levels. And that's the purpose. We gathered here for the last 5 days, and it is a program that is well articulated, a number of innovation, a number of